Doo-doo-doo. Here we go. Camera, what's up? Call me by name. No, nobody does. Even that half fallen apart tacky lamp sitting, living on my table. And nobody, no any random item, because they're all mine, and they don't need to call me by name. I'm making ramblings, I know, just practice my American for the sake of practice, and actually I'm not in that greatest way ever to talk American. I mean, like, I never try to skip my speaking activities as for my American English, so not to be kind of alone, because my American English is like my separate me, and not even separate me, like twice the second soul, I would call that way, and just not from the silly standpoint where I just duplicate my entity and trying to be like American Al and some other like derivation kind of Al, and it is all me in one person. Believe me or not, I speak how many 3 languages so far, and I don't know, like I got to the point where I got to the point. I don't remember that moment actually. That was interesting, and I started to feel like I don't feel that switch within me, like when I hear, for example, people talking first language, when people talk the second one, then people talk in front of me like American English, and I was like, well, wow, why all these sounds, they're all already within me, and I don't feel like I have to render them. I have to do certain like sentence restructuring and re-rendering it again in my mind in order to get it what it means, and that all went on a fly, and I had to not necessarily I have to say that I had to. I need you need, if you're on a right track of advancement in your language possessing thing, you would want to feel it like it's yours. It's already yours. It doesn't belong to something separate. You don't need to render, or you don't need to reconstruct that sentence, because it's when where you lose time and you're not in the flow again. You have to be in the flow in order to be in the flow. That sounds weird, but that simplifies the grasping process. What you get really on the fly, not needed to be rendered in your renderer machine without inside your brain. Excuse me, and that's where I feel unchained. Like, when I hear American English, the flow of American English, people talking on the news, on the movies, and like the whole set of sounds being produced there. It's not like it's breakdown word by word in correspondence to the separate language, what it means in that separate language. When you go back again on this language, it's like all not needed fluff. But in order to get to that picture of being able to get it on the fly without rendering, you want to come a long way of fluency journey, but not in an obligatory way. It's only on the basis of loving it too much, and that should be probably unconditional love. Because if you learn language for work, for journeys, for trips, for whomever else, whatever else, you wouldn't want to be going that track. You would rather to stop for a while and think and rejigger things in your mind, and then get to the conclusion for what you making friendship with your English. If you do that, like I want to get a job, get a job, but what it has to do with learning American English? Literally nothing, because it's language, it's physical skill, it's ingrained skill. But in order to develop that ingrained skill, you have to behave like you want to get that ingrained skill. And if you watch closely what little children do, what little like birds do, what little animals do, they just watch their parents talking, doing, acting, and they repeat, and that's it. They try to be them. They're trying to be them in the process. They're not asking questions. Mom zebra doesn't get her children in a training class and not teach them it doesn't teach them rules. It doesn't give them theory. They just talks like zebra talks. I don't know by the way how zebra talks. And the little cubs, zebra cubs, they watch the mom zebra talking, and they behave like she does, and that becomes their habits in the middle run, in the long run. And if you watch them throughout the period of time, for example, like 1 year, how that calf developed, and you do not make any difference, you do not notice that difference between them, because they are all the same, because the little watched what parents do and got it so deeply into their habits that they are undistinguishable, became undistinguishable. And that's how you put yourself in that picture, and you're there, and then people talk American English, you don't feel that difference between understanding the literal physical meaning getting right into your backbone, and those brilliant words being produced in the flow of that speech, and you don't distinguish that language as something separate. It's already all yours, it's known for a long while, it's all yours. And if you get again what I say, if you don't, then probably no can do. It's my channel, you're my guest, you're not obliged to understand what I say, and if you do not get what I say, it's up to you. You may not no longer watch this video, you may watch it how many times you want, or you may give it 0 likes. It's better to say that it's better excuse me, when you give at least 1 like. If you don't, then I don't probably die out of that. And I'm wishing you again to be good all the time, and to get it right, to be good all the time. And yeah, intentionally pull sounds. I intentionally make words incoherent and distorted. I still endings of words I do not pronounce clearly, for the same reason like I wouldn't hear so often natives doing very distinct sounds, because they speak for each other, for native speakers, and native speakers, they definitely get what I say and how I say that, and that's all wrapped into my wanting to speak like them, like they do, and I'm trying to shadow them, emulate them, and be them. And that's a holistic way of learning, of advancing, not learning, what I do, how I do things that I do, and all vividly depict on my footages here. If you want, you may be my standing client, my brilliant viewer. You may become subscriber if you want to be familiarized with my sheets as soon as they appear. You may subscribe, by the way, and if you especially like feel something like some touch, some kick out of what I do, you may help the channel if you want. I don't die out of that. I'll be grateful for that. Even not being done, you may try and see what happens. My mood of today will be improved that way, and if you don't, just stay and watch what I do. By the way, I don't fucking know still what you were doing, but I was practicing my American. That been said already rubbish. That's lame of war right now. There's local ways anymore. We can do our ways what I want. Be good, stay uplifted and effervescent every day, and do your own breaks, new breaks and new accomplishments every day. I delegate you the right and the aspiration of doing so. Be good, get also tuned, and thanks again for being in my life. Be good, still around, because God will ever soon.